Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter. It was a dark, angry, twisted fight. Chaos, carnage, bloodshed. My type of fight.
Yo, I know you've been waiting on your man, Emazing Eric, to come share his thoughts on this fight. I told y'all this was gonna be a war. We about to get it in, y'all. Let me start right here. Feel me.
Shawn Porter came to throw them blows, and Errol Spence came to let him know. But then my man Spence let some low blows.
Oh,
But I don't think they was on purpose though.
ha!
But why some boxing fans still mad though? Spence and Porter put on the show. I thought you wanted toe to toe. But the question still remains though. Did Errol Spence get exposed?
Yo! I know you was waiting on it. Your favorite boxing show is back on. So right now, you know what it's time to do. Buckle your seatbelts and get your popcorn ready. Cause your man, Emazing Eric, is getting ready to tell you the 3 ways you can tell if Errol Spence was exposed or not by Shawn Porter.
The Emazing Eric Boxing Show starts now.
Starts now.
Let's go! E-fam, what's good? Woo! What a fight! A war! It was a war, y'all. But today, we will get to the bottom of this once and for all. Did Errol Spence Jr. get exposed? After watching this video, you will for sure be able to answer that question for yourself. Okay, let's jump right into it. And I'm gonna ask you, as I give you these 3 reasons, please take your personal bias and sit them on the side. I don't care if you're anti-PBC or pro-PBC. Sit that on the side for a minute, man. You can pick it up after this video, but right now, let's have some open, honest, non-biased boxing talk. The first thing you have to do when trying to determine if Errol Spence Jr. was exposed by Shawn Porter or not is separate the fighter from his extreme fans. And notice I said extreme fans. I'm not talking about his good, strong fan base. No, I'm talking about the over-the-top extreme fans. The ones that feel like their fighter that they support is this perfect being. And if you say one little bitty critical thing about him, they get mad and they attack the extreme fans, because the extreme fans will make you be overly critical and be too harsh in your judgment of the fighter. And I know for a fact that Errol Spence Jr. is not alone in this. Me, as an uploader who makes videos of every fighter from every race, from every organization, the Emazing Eric Boxing Show is just that. We cover boxing here, all of boxing. I can go in and make a video of any fighter from any race, signed to any network. I can say a million good things about him, fighters that I really like. But if I say one critical thing about him in the video, the extreme fans will forget 99% of what I said positive and go off and be mad over one little thing that they took as offensive. They will go off. Extreme fans. And what a lot of you do is judge the fighter because you can't stand their extreme fans. And that's not fair to the fighter. It's not Pacquiao's, Canelo's, Errol Spence, Bud Crawford, whoever else. It's not these guys' fault that they have some extreme fans. But I do understand how they can make you mad and be judgmental of the fighters. That's human nature. It's just like this, and keep it real. Fellas, have you ever had that homie shows up with his brand new girl, and when you first see her, you like, ooh, props, bro. She fine, she bad. You giving him props for it. You telling your other friends that haven't seen her yet how bad she is. But time goes on. He just keeps bragging on her. He starts getting what? Extreme. All on Facebook, all on Instagram, bragging about her all the time. And what does human nature tell you to do? Start trying to find something wrong with her. Then all of a sudden you like, she do got a little bit of a lazy eye though. That left eye kind of droopy though. Yeah, I was talking to her last week and her breath smelled like some 2-day-old Cheetos. When people get extreme, it makes you become judgmental of the person they're being extreme about, but it's actually not fair to the person. So I will ask you this for point number 1. Did you judge Errol Spence's performance last night on how he really performed, or was every time Errol Spence getting hit, you were thinking about his extreme fans? And y'all ain't gotta say amen, cause I already know I'm preaching. Number 2, the second thing you must do when trying to determine if Errol Spence was exposed or not is put your favorite welterweight in the ring with Shawn Porter that night. Yeah, keep it real now. Y'all, let's just be honest right here. Let's just be real. Because this word exposed, in my opinion, gets thrown around way too much in the sport of boxing right now. It's like the going thing in boxing right now is, if a fighter goes into the ring and he doesn't have a perfect night, if he's not dominant, if he has a hard day at the office, he got exposed. Where they do that at? What other sport is that the criteria? Perfection. You gotta be perfect every time you go in there. The history of boxing tells us the greatest, the top-notch fighters all have nights when they struggle. It's that type of sport. True greatness, in my opinion, is how a guy responds during a tough night at the office. So what I want you to do right now is pull Errol Spence out of that ring and put your favorite welterweight, whether you're a Bud Crawford fan, whether you're a Manny Pacquiao fan, it doesn't matter. Put your guy in the ring with that Shawn Porter last night. See, because you have to be real about who Errol was in with. He wasn't in with a scrub. He was in with a top welterweight who was the best he had ever been. That was the best version of Shawn Porter I have ever seen. Props to Kenny and Shawn. Shawn came ready for war. That Porter was better than the Porter that faced Thurman. That Porter was better than the Porter that faced Brook. That was the most motivated and ready to go that I've ever seen Shawn Porter. That brother was really on some life or death stuff in that ring. And I'm not trying to make you mad or disrespect your favorite fighter, but whoever your welterweight is, his name could be Bud Crawford, his name could be Manny Pacquiao, and those are both two great welterweight champions. But I'm telling you this, if Manny Pacquiao was in the ring with that version of Shawn Porter this last Saturday night, he was gonna have to walk through hell to get that win over Porter. If Bud Crawford, with all his brilliance, was in the ring with that version of Shawn Porter this past Saturday night, he was going to have to walk through hell to get that W. And I'm not saying Bud or Manny couldn't win. Maybe they both could, but I can for sure say this, neither one of them was gonna look great and pitch a shutout against a motivated, ready to go Shawn Porter. Everybody was gonna struggle with him. I told everybody before the fight, go look at the videos. I said this will be a war. I saw it in Porter's eyes. He looked crazy. I knew he was coming for war. So please be honest and ask yourself this. Can you really say Errol Spence was exposed when he struggled against a man that any top welterweight would have struggled with that night? I'm not trying to answer it for you. You be real and answer it for yourself. Okay, we're here at the last one. It's really short and sweet. The third and final thing I need you to ask yourself when trying to determine if Errol Spence was exposed or not is, how did Errol respond? How did he respond? Really, think about it. Shawn Porter brought war to Errol Spence's front door, and then he kicked that door open and brought it all up in his living room. And how did Errol Spence Jr. respond? Did he respond like a champion? Did he take war back to Shawn Porter? I think he did. Sometimes he did it with a few too many low blows, but he took war back to Shawn Porter, in my opinion. Or did he respond like a coward, like a guy who really didn't want it, like a guy who has no passion? Did he allow himself to just be completely taken over by this buzzsaw of a Wolverine of a fighter named Shawn Porter? So please do this as you try to determine whether Errol Spence Jr. was exposed or not. I'm not going to answer it for you. I want you to think about it and answer for yourself. First, please separate Errol Spence Jr. and his performance from his extreme fans and your dislike of them. Second, put your favorite, your top welterweight in the ring with that same Shawn Porter and be honest and ask yourself, would my guy have struggled with Shawn Porter that night? And lastly, ask yourself an honest question. When faced with a war, when faced with a dogfight, how did Errol Spence Jr. respond? Great fight. Props to Spence, props to Porter. I personally think the knockdown was the only thing that gave Spence the win. I think maybe 1 or 2 point win for Spence or draw. It was an even fight to me. It was separated by a knockdown. Jump in the comment section, tell me what you think. Until the next one, it's your man, Emazing Eric, y'all. Peace.